Hi everyone, this is Dr. Praveen here. Today I'm going to discuss on how to record a case. So this has a lot of importance in understanding the patient complaints and as well as to plan the treatment. Coming into the case recording, it's a art or we can say it's a kind of skill depend on the individuality how he can present a case. This constitutes history taking, physical examination, spatial investigations, and provisional diagnosis or clinical diagnosis and treatment. Most important part of the case taking or case recording is history taking. These all four things are pillars of for the proper diagnosis and treatment. Among four pillars, I can say history taking requires a lot of patience and it has to be presented in a systematic way. There are some general rules before taking history. Encourage the patient to talk. So, if the patient is more talkative or irrelevant talk, so rather than discouraging the talking of the patient, so we should encourage the talk which is relevant to their complaints. Avoid suspicions. The person who is recording the case should not record anything which is based on his suspicion. So, whatever the doubt the recorder is getting, he can ask or re inquire the patient for detailed explanation rather than recording the things based on his suspicions. Don't suggest the symptoms until the patient finishes describing the complaints. So, you should not place any leading questions. For example, if the patient is complaining pain, so rather than asking for the nature of pain, if we ask whether you are getting any throbbing kind of pain, is that pain is pricking kind of pain or twitching kind of pain? So you should not lead the questions. Should be a direct and relevant question. So it should not be a leading questions, and you should give sufficient time to patient for proper describing. Direct relevant questions are essential components of history taking once the patient finish talking. So if we are getting any doubts about or when we are expecting more elaboration about their complaints, once the patient finish their talk, we can place the relevant and direct questions for elaborative explanation of their complaints. Identify non-verbal clues like patients who are suffering with the depression or anxiety. Whenever you touch a emotional part of their talk, so usually patient uh, face a kind of inconvenience. So that is we can say is a non-verbal clues when the patient is suffering from anxiety and depressions. So there are so many non-verbal clues that should be identified by the examiner and can be recorded. Use the words which patient can easily understand. So whenever you are placing the questions that is direct and relevant questions, so use a non-technical that is non-medical terms that is very routinely used terms only we are supposed to use. For example, we can ask how many times he urinate rather than how many times he micturate. So we should use the terms which are commonly used in day-to-day life. Coming into the history taking, a normal pattern of history taking is Initially, we should record the name, age and sex, religion, social status, occupation, and residence. Name is to identify the patient, age and sex. So we get lot of clues about the age and sex. There are so many diseases which are dependent on the patient age and patient sex. Autoimmune disorders are commonly seen in the females, and infectious diseases are commonly seen in the males. Age, there are some congenital abnormalities like congenital hydrocele, cystic hygroma, where age will give a lot of information. Religion. Religion also give a lot of information. If the patient is a Muslim, usually they get the interception after they finish their Ramjan month. This is how our religion will give us some idea about the disease or about the suffering. Social status. Poor economical peoples are more prone for the infectious diseases, whereas middle class and upper class peoples usually suffer with the metabolic or lifestyle related or autoimmune disorders. Occupation and residence. Occupation will help us to understand whether the patient is suffering with any occupational hazards and nature of work and his mental status. And residence will help us for the future correspondence. So proper postal residential address has to be recorded under this heading. Chief complaints. The After we finish a general history, we come into the chief complaints placed on these things has to be placed in the chronological order. If the patient is suffering from the pain abdomen and fever, pain abdomen from last 5 days and fever from last 1 days, then we should place a pain abdomen as a first complaint and fever as the second complaint. That is the chronological order we should place. Ask the relevant and direct questions that we have already discussed. What are the complaints? What brings you here? Patient should be initiated to talk. So we should ask what are the complaints. If the patient is not able to understand what is the actually patient's complaints, then we can ask what brings you here. How long the patient is suffering for each complaint, that has to be recorded. Make sure that patient was said to be healthy before the onset of complaints. If the patient is saying that he is having pain abdomen from last 7 days, we should make sure that before 7 days he was normal. We should make sure that before 7 days patient was not having any other complaints. If there are complaints in the milder form, the patient may not highlight that, only the severe form the patient may highlight. So to understand the nature of the disease in the better way, we should make clear that patient was absolutely said to be healthy before 7 days or 8 days or before the onset of complaints. How to place the complaints? If the patient is suffering from pain, abdomen, vomiting, and fever, so these has to be placed in the chronological orders. Like 3 days comes first, 2 days comes second, and first 1 day comes at the last. So this is the chronological order we should place the complaints. So for this, first we should understand or listen the patient. Once we listen, then we can ask since how long the patient is suffering, and we can plan what are the main complaints, what are the sub complaints. So main complaints has to be placed at the top in the chronological order, and the sub complaints can be placed at the bottom in the chronological order. History of present illness, that is after the main complaints, the main part comes, that is history of present illness. In this heading, we are going to explain elaborately about the main complaints. Since how long that is there, what is the progress of the disease, how it has started, what is the nature of the disease, if it is pain, whether the pain is radiating, localized, shifted. So we are going to get a elaborative explanation about the main complaints. History from the commence of the first symptoms to the till examination. We should record from the commencement of first symptoms till today, till we are examining the patient. So everything has to be recorded. Mode of onset, that is sudden or gradual. How did the complaint start? Progress of the disease, treatment received, and record in patient own language. This is very much important. We should record it under the patient's own language. No leading questions should be placed. Sometimes negative answer should be recorded. Negative data should be recorded if relevant. For example, if the patient comes with the history of scalp injury, here negative answers are like no history of loss of consciousness, no vomiting, no seizures, no ENT bleeding, nausea. So these are the negative answers. Only relevant negative answers should be recorded, because which will give us a lot of information whether the patient had any severe injury or not. Only scalp injury, whether this is the intracranial injury. So sometimes the relevant negative answers should be recorded. These negative answers should be relevant to the complaints or your provisional diagnosis or your differential diagnosis. In the past history, we are going to record anything which is related to the main complaints, like previously patient has underwent a pain history of pain abdomen about 3 years back and all. So those things which are relevant to the main complaints or relevant to the patient medical illness, so those things has to be recorded under this heading. Drug history, if the patient is allergic to any drugs, whether the patient is on medications regularly for the cardiac issues or renal issues or any other things. So that has to be mentioned. What is the dose and since how long the patient is receiving their medicines and what is the medicine brand name, and in the bracket we can mention the molecule. If it is single or two drugs, if it is multivitamin where we get a multiple drugs, the only brand name in the bracket we can say is the multivitamin. So like that is going to be sufficient. So we have to enlist all those things under the heading of drug history, all about the medicines he is on, and helps to understand the present illness or plan the subsequent treatment, has more importance for the especially for the anesthetic point of view. History of allergy, that has to be noted, any history to the allergy to the diet, and write or underline with the red color if it is patient is allergic to any diet or even in the history of the medicines drugs. So if the patient is allergic, that has to be underlined or highlighted. In the personal history, we should enlist the things like the patient is whether it's a smoking, if it is smoking, the number and since how long, and what about the alcohol quantity and quality, and diet, whether as vegetarian, non-vegetarian, regular or irregular diet. If in case of females, the menstrual history and marital history has to be included, and what if the patient is suffering from the erectile disorders, something like that, then we can uh, include the diet, bowel, all those things related to the personal things. So we can enlist here. Family history will give us a lot of idea about the genetical disorders or the diseases which runs in the family. We get a lot of information about that. So many diseases run in the family. Diseases may spread from one person to another, like example tuberculosis. If the elder one who is suffering from a tuberculosis not on the medication, so usually the childs who are immunocompromised, having less immunity, usually they will get the infection from their elders. How they are maintaining the health, and any person has died in the family, means the elders who have died in the family, whether that is a natural death or he has suffered from any illness, medical illness, that has to be covered under the heading of called family history. So that ends the history taking, the main part of case recording. Here we comes the physical examination. In the physical examination, we have to go for general survey, general examination, and local examination. General survey, how the patient looks, what is the build, and what is the weight, and what is the complexion, all those things comes under general survey. General examination like systemic examinations like CVS, cardiovascular examination, abdominal examination, respiratory examinations, those all comes under the general examination. Local examination here, the depends on the main complaints. If the he is having a cellulitis in the lower limb, then here the local examination becomes examination of the lower limb. If he has pain abdomen as the main complaints, the local examination becomes the examination of the abdomen. General survey, the build, state of nutrition, mental state, position in the bed, color of the skin, pulse, respiration, temperatures, blood pressure, all those things comes under the general survey. Whether moderately built, well built, state of nutrition, whether is malnourished, well nourished, mental status, whether oriented, non oriented, position in the bed, whether the decubitus of the patient will give you a lot of information. So all the knowledge is used while taking the case. Position in the bed, like if the patient is suffering from the peritonitis, the position will be different. If the patient is suffering from the thromboangiitis or blood runs of lower limb, and then position will be different. So that has to be mentioned. And color of the skin is pale or icteric, pulse, nature of the pulse, rate of the pulse, and respiration, nature of respiration, and the rate of respiration, temperature, usually measured in Fahrenheit. Local examination, the inspection, palpation, percussion, and auscultation are included, and it depends based on the main complaints. We can go for local examination and general examinations. Uh, Here, general examination, as I told, CVS, RS, and abdomen comes under the general examination. And afterwards, you can go for the special investigations. The special investigations. So general investigation is different, and special investigation is different. General investigations, which are done for screening of the patient. Special investigations are used for the differentiating for the differential diagnosis, as well as to know the severity of the disease. So specially concerned to your provisional diagnosis, specially related to the main complaints. So those comes under the special investigations, and non-special, they are general investigation for screening for the virology and all those things. So it comes into the general investigation. First, we will come into clinical diagnosis or else provisional diagnosis. Based on that, we can plan the treatment. So this is about the brief about the case taking. This is all about the case taking. If you like this video, then kindly subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.